Before I proceed to offer a new observations on the budget, I would like to deal with a preliminary point. A few days before the presentation of the budget, we were led to believe that with the budget papers would be circulated reports from the different ministries giving the salient features of the administration of each ministry during the current year. These papers, I am sorry to say, have not reached the members of the House, and I am bringing up this point in the hope that before we give notice of cut motions, at any rate, these papers will reach us. In the course of the speeches which have already been made, there has been reference to one striking point in the budget speech, and that is the striking variation between the original budget estimates presented last year and the revised estimates continued in the budget presented now. Pandit Kunjru somewhat briefly and Professor Shah more elaborately dealt with this point. If I refer to it, it is only to remind the Honorable the Finance Minister of a promise which was tentatively made by his predecessor last year, and that is to set up with the little delay as possible a research and planning section in the Finance Ministry. That is, I think, of the utmost importance. I know that the Chancellor of the Exchequer in England is willing and indeed would be glad to provide facilities for training 3 or 4 promising young men from the Finance Ministry in this country. And I hope that Sir Stafford Cripps' offer will be accepted by the Finance Minister promptly and gratefully. I am referring to this variation between the original estimates and the revised estimates for another reason, and that is to indicate that there is nothing sacrosanct about the forecast for coming year contained in the budget, especially because my honorable friend has made no allowance at all for economies as a result of the working of the economy committee, nor for reduced expenditure under the heading defense. So far as the work of the economy committee is concerned, I think the proper custom which the finance minister should have borne is not a long suit. If he had been candid to this house, he should have come forward and told us that this committee has been a complete flop. Last year, his predecessor made a token cut. Pandit Kunjru took him to task for unduly underrating the possibilities implicit in the work of the economy committee. This year, profiting perhaps by the experience of his predecessor, Dr. Mathai has been discreetly silent on that point. I am referring to this matter because I think it is high time that he did something positive about it. I would suggest for his serious consideration that the various interim reports of the Economy Committee referring to the several ministries should be submitted to the respective standing committee of the legislature, and a prompt decision taken after the House has risen for the budget session. If necessary, let these standing committees sit day to day until the task has been completed. On the subject of defense expenditure, I would like remind Dr. Mathai of the promise also made by his predecessor that as soon as normal conditions developed with the ceasefire in Kashmir, he would have the defense expenditure scrutinized, possibly by a separate committee. And I would like Dr. Mathai to consider whether the defense estimates could now be submitted to a subcommittee of the Standing Finance Committee. I think that would be a very useful practice and would lead to the development of a full-fledged estimates committee of this House. I am laying a stress on this point because while previous speakers have spoken on it only from the standpoint of economy, I am looking at it from the standpoint of the work that is being done in the Secretariat. Anyone who goes round the different ministries at the present moment would be struck with one fact, that is the steady and serious deterioration both in the quality and the quantity of work done in the Secretariat. There are many reasons for this, but I think the situation is much more serious than the House has realized. I know that several officers, senior officers of ability, experience, and integrity are only looking forward to the time when they can retire from the government of India. I am afraid it is true that there has been a tendency on the part of more than one ministry to set at now the established practices in regard to recruitment and promotion of people in the Secretariat. Men who have been thrown out for proved misdemeanor by the findings of the Public Service Commission have been brought back and given responsible positions. The effect of all this is devastating on a moral of thousands of people who are working in the Secretariat. This is an aspect of the problem which the members of the Cabinet would do well to ponder over.